bracket very quickly, but this is also the matchup that we saw Han take down in the very first round of the tournament today, and oh, that's a strong first hit, but we'll see if this range is a bit of an issue. A lot of times you do have to take some decently big risks as Kano to get in on these characters that have these long disjointed hitboxes, and whoa, what? Everything there was weird.
I think all of that was disjointed all over the place, and the maximum suck right there. And a beautiful reversal position. Not getting the damage, but he just wanted the side switch because, like you talked about, if Kano gets you to the corner, good luck, have fun. Here we go.
Oh no, oh no, he's here. He needs to find a way out. Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad.
No.
All right, I think intentionally took that maybe just to guarantee the knockdown, and it did manage to find a way out. But look how much damage he took. It doesn't look like it's gonna be nearly as much damage as it actually is, but it's so much. But so is the down to crushing blow. Yeah, he's got to know there's no chance to break away. Kano, one of the strongest characters in the game at stopping that. Oh yeah, just to add like an extra advantage on top of that amazing finish.
What a start there. I mean, once he got to the corner, we were like, how's he going to be able to escape the plus frames that, again, jail into, you know, down one, and Kano is a down one machine, and he has utilized that bionic pull almost perfectly, because what is Fujin going to do about that max distance? Does he have a punish that's fast enough? I guess we're going to find out here, but it's been working for him because he just assumes, and it's a great assumption, that Han Rashid's going to be pressing out there in the mid-screen. It's worked 3 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter if that pull is unsafe at all. He can get a 100% damage combo from it, but it wouldn't matter because he hasn't blocked it yet. So if you're just making the right reads on the pull, then you're getting so much reward. And look at that. I mean, that first round was close, but this one, he literally and figuratively got ripped apart. And we can see for sure why he chose that Kano. But, I mean, what a risky style to play, just playing footsies with the pull. He's playing fullsies.
Pulsies, exactly. It's one thing that I didn't take into consideration, and maybe Han Rashid didn't take into consideration, you know, because that's exactly, and this is gonna sound pretty savage, that's exactly what freaking Fujin does to people. He just puts something out there, and if you do something, you're getting sniped, right? So a little taste of his own medicine right there, Chef.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's also from just like a slightly further range, but oh, the immediate switch back to Liu Kang. I don't know when the last time I saw Han play Liu Kang was, but this was his main for the large majority of this game. Obviously, Fujin, kind of one of the later DLC characters. And Liu Kang, we've seen a lot of Liu Kang today, probably will continue to see a lot of Liu Kang. Has the Slam, Low Fireball, and Dragon Fire, pretty common variation, but yeah, he's very solid with this character, and I think he's just going to try to bully him kind of at his own ranges.
And yeah, have a better up close game, right? Because Fujin does have these lengthier startup normals, and that is one of the biggest things, but it's exactly why the Kano pick was there. Just better up close and much more offensive firepower up close, but now it's kind of even, because Liu Kang is one of the best at shutting down buttons in this game.
Oh yeah, but here we go. He's in the corner. All right, nice. Finds a great way out, just playing the patient game. That is one thing about Rewind, is that he's not much of a command-grabbing Kano, right? He just tries to beat you with kind of like just normal hits with punishing. Uses a lot of neutral bio pulls. He tried one command grab so far this game, and it whiffed, and he was punished, or this set even. So just sitting there playing patient in the corner might be one of the better options for Han. And oh, look at that! He moved forward slightly into a punish. That was beautiful, and that's it. Breakaway or not? Oh no, he didn't hit the bar, but he finds it anyway.
Scary one right there. Leaving Kano at 1 HP, I had to hold my breath for a moment right there, Chef, because anything is possible, and we have seen some unholy things transpire in this bracket already. And we're not even, what, about halfway done with this thing? I expect nothing but madness from here on out.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And especially, I mean, for both of these players, I would never count out either of them in any match. Oh, he pulled them into the fire. What a good call right there.
Sorry, that actually took a while to come up a little bit. It caught me off guard. That was disgusting. I need to go wash my hands.
The delayed reaction. Well, there's so much going on between these two. I mean, they play at such a fast pace, both of these players, you know? Especially when they're playing characters like this. Like, Rewind can play a little bit more patient, but he's playing Kano, so he's definitely not going to be going that direction this time. Oh, wow! Immediately just going into the fatal blow. I'm surprised.
He believes. He believes right now. This is ballsy. And he's gonna.
This is a commitment. right? This is saying I'm gonna win right now.
Blow. I'm scared.
Oh my gosh! Oh, he got pulled! No! And you know what?
And
I'm not gonna
almost
for sure say
on
this
this.
is it. No, that was the pole. The pole, though.
No, it like doesn't scale at all. Yeah,
all right.
I have learned that lesson multiple times. Assuming I'm gonna survive, and then taking a shot, because I dang sure didn't. That's exactly the case. That pull adds such... It's such a compliment to Kano. It gives him a ranged ability. It gives him a lot of unbreakawayable damage for a closeout. And even there, using a distance where Liu Kang's not really going to punish it unless maybe a reversal flying kick. But we already saw that Han Rashid's going to try to go up and get the forward four punish. This is gross. And oh my goodness, look at that health bar. Nothing you can do about this. The fire's still going.
No.
He's fighting fire right now.
Wait. He still does. Okay, he doesn't get the full combo, but he's got the... Oh, never mind. He's got the reversal command grab. That's what Rewind's got. Ooh.
That was kind of galaxy brained right there. Assuming that Han Rashid, after the load of the fire, right, was just going to block or maybe try to flawless block. And that's the perfect opportunity. The moment that you think that your opponent is looking for something or respecting something, that's the perfect opportunity for a command grab. And that's exactly what he did right there.
Yeah, that, I mean, reversal command grabs, a lot of times you see people do that and you're like, why would they do that? Like, it's so scrubby. But realistically, it's all about respect, right? And the fact too is that a lot of times you try to get people to like kind of bait that by like outspacing them, but the command grab from Kano is pretty far range. And I think like a normal grab would have for sure whiffed right there. So that was just a really good option from Rewind. And I mean, that was a scary spot still. You know, he almost was able to make a comeback, Han was. He had the bicycle kick crushing blow, I think, locked and loaded. He had the corner positioning right there. So realistically, Rewind had to go for some strong call, and also the risk reward was like in his favor because any hit kills at that point. And so now he's up 2-0. After Han had that dominant 3-0 in the last set, he just hasn't found his footing, and he's actually going to lock into Liu Kang for the rest of this set. He's kind of got it now.
I would say that one of the biggest, you know, it's been a great match, but the raw pull, I think, has been the separator right now. Would you almost agree with that?
Oh, 100, yeah. Like, that is... Oh, wow, actually, there it was right there, the big whiff.
But guess what? Didn't go punished for it. Only one pull has been punished, and it was just a forward four, not even a KB. No, it actually was KB in the closeout, but still, only one.
Yeah, one punished, and I would say, like, something like 8 of them connected into a full combo. Like, it is just one, like, I would say like one, maybe like 10,000% risk reward right here as far as like what's happened. And I mean, also of course using in combos, and look at this is scary. One knockdown, and now it's just one read away. You know, you might not even be able to live through this chip. Oh,
that's
scary. Burning.
Okay,
Oh, no.
Rewind just threw the biggest no mix-up I've ever seen. Because you know that you have to hold a down one right there. And you know that he's going to do the down one right there because he's going to get the guaranteed fire damage, right? And I feel like he's further getting into the mind of Han Rashid with reads like that.
I agree. I mean, that's such a tough situation, but just being able to so confidently do that. Catches the breakaway too. I mean, again, this is match point for Rewind. He's got a little bit of a life deficit here, but I mean, he just needs to land like one combo into the corner, and then this could be it very easily. Wow, so many down ones
that have a mix-up behind them and gets over the down one because it can tick throw, right? Go mostly safely into the asset if he wants to. Okay, here we go. Big damage.
Oh no. This is scary. Rewind's got that. Oh, he could have converted into that. He's got the command grab. Now it's just one hit away is all he needs.
One raw pull.
He'll be in winners finals, and that's it for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to question it this time. I will never question that again. I mean, this is easy. 3-0 for Rewind. No answer from Han for the Kano. The raw pulls just working too many times, and so that is going to be our very first player guaranteeing themselves their spot in the winners finals.
Want some sausages, mate? Look at him just having a great summer day down under, having a great time, mixing people to death. Another day at the job. Job's a job, as he says. Rewind getting the victory 3-0 and making it look fantastic, Chef, is that he didn't bring the Jaguar, he brought Grand Discus. That's a little bit of a surprise for me against Sub-Zero, because that allows Sub-Zero to kind of freely throw ice balls out full screen.
Yeah, and also he was using the Jaguar so well in that last game, even kind of without needing to go through projectiles with it. I mean, it's such a great special move by itself, right? It also can somewhat, I mean, obviously not in quite as good of a way, but it can make you safe like Grandiscus. Oh, but here we go. Oh, drops the combo. Maybe expected him not to go quite so far past him, but he's gonna get another chance here.
Oh, big damage, and welcome back to the corner. Oh, I got a damage buff coming in hot. Drink the juice. and now he's got maximum damage boost on. Oh, this is scary. Don't get touched again. I think a command grab will kill.
Oh no! I mean, yeah, that is not very much live. You are donezo. Spending the bar, keeping him in the corner. Good call. But yeah, this is already exactly the space that Poptart wants to be. And again, Poptart hasn't lost a single game yet today, which is incredible. The only player, I think, who hasn't lost a single game.
Thus far, up until Han Rashid's loss to Rewind in the previous match, actually.
Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. So he's remaining, but obviously KingGambler is going to want to counter that, stop that streak. And he did manage to get out of the corner, which is obviously going to be a huge, huge deal. Right now, he's just having trouble, I think, dealing with these long-range normals.
And that's what Kotal Khan is all about. Big, beefy normals on the screen. Grand Discus is going to keep that a safe, gapless string right there. And a really good neutral reset. Grand Discus, that post-Grand Discus on block game is actually really heavily in Kotal Khan's favor in a lot of matchups. Ooh, that's almost gonna kill. And I'll get that in here in just a second, as I want to see the closeout here. Tries to get in the fourth range and gets eaten by that. I say that because Grand Discus is 0 on block. It puts you outside of everyone's poke distance. And Kotal Khan at that range has a 9-frame high that comes at you so fast, just like life sometimes. And so he's in a really good position here. And that's why I kind of like the pick of Grand Discus, because he's going to beat Sub-Zero's buttons after blocking it more times than not, I feel like. And that's a lot of damage. Drops it.
Oh, big punish. Crushing blow. Yep, it's going to be the crushing blow. How much can he get in the corner here? There's no defensive bar. All right, he goes for the command grab. He's going to put him back in the corner, which means one more mix.
He has to guess for his life, and what a time to execute the flawless block on a read that could have got him killed and full speed. There's no way.
Oh no, this is a
Cue the music.
Oh no, he anti-aired! He anti-aired jump kick! Oh, he missed the forward 4. That's a heavy read that he was going to break away, but Poptart held it the entire time, and that comeback was scarily close to happening. I mean, the moment especially that he anti-aired the jump kick with the ice ball, I was like, oh no, oh no.
Oh boy, I mean, we've seen it time and time again, and an odd choice to say that it was a Galaxy brain read not to break away right there. Poptart was perfectly fine with it, and I think we'd have been in the same situation where, as long as I wasn't in hit stun on the ground, I'm doing all right there.
I'm honestly surprised we didn't see like a sunbeam coming out. I mean, I know you can kind of like wait it out as sub, but that's the kind of the classic to see. Regardless, though, managed to
unless he's got meter.
Close it out. Yeah,
then it's a coming.
yeah.
Then good luck.
Yeah, that's really all you can do is just wish somebody good luck. But
guys,
yeah,
there is no worse feeling in Mortal Kombat history than being on 1% against Kotal Khan. Like, it's got to be, tough feeling right there. Praise the sun.
Praise the sun. Yep, that's one thing that's very similar. That's never changed from Kotal Khan. The one huge carryover, that sun ray, feels the same. Oh, and look at this. Already has KingGambler in the corner. Ooh, beautiful anti-air. He's so tall, but those jab anti-airs work.
And that, boy, that was as optimal as it gets for Kotal Khan right there. But boy, those anti-airs, that's exactly what you want to do when you have con cut brought to the table. You just buffer an anti-air and a con cut, and you get some of the biggest anti-air damage in this game meterlessly. And snipes him with the jump 1, and he's had that incredible jump 1, even going back to X-Chef, is similar to Jackie's, similar to Cassie's, and a couple others in this game, where its reach will surprise you. In the speed.
He's a very tall man, and it shows when he does those reaching jump attacks. He is a big boy, for sure, with big boy arms. But okay, this is a spot that Gambler needs to hold on to. Oh, expected maybe the tick grab right there, but good call out. Just kind of go for the full string. You can tell that he knows that mix-up. He's definitely got experience in this match. Oh, but look at those clean little wave dashes. Ooh.
And isn't it amazing that we haven't seen Gambler get much of anything going as far as offense in the mix-ups? He has more times than not just been outside of the range 2 mix, because Poptart's done a good job of keeping him at that distance where he has to respect the Kotal buttons, and there's a mix-up on top of a mix-up. Welcome back into the corner. He drank the juice. The Hawaiian punch hits different, man. It hits different.
Well, it's chilled at least, you know, when you're drinking out of Sub-Zero. Don't need to refrigerate it. Oh, that was a nice pickup. Nice little on-the-way pickup, just in case there was a breakaway, I guess, the 4-4. Maybe that's the best you can kind of get. He's getting a lot of stuff with that, but this is getting really close. Oh, the wrong jump in.
Scary. And he has not done a 1-2 tick throw since the very first one was jumped. Got a breakaway to happen. There's not today. Still has a Grand Discus. He can keep pressure safe. Instead, the active jump kick gives him a 2-0 lead right now. Will he make winners finals without dropping a single game? This would be one of the greatest Kotal performances in competitive history if he's able to do so. He is playing out of his freaking mind.
Yeah, I mean, again, too, you know, there is a lot of money on the line for this match. The winner of it guaranteeing themselves $1,500 at minimum. And that's, I mean, I guess technically when they're this far, the loser at minimum is getting $750. So that is a $750 difference, you know, just for winning this particular game, because there's that much money on the line. And that might be more money than a Kotal's ever won. No, that's not true. I don't know if that's true. Actually, I have no idea if that's true. But we'll see if it happens.
In 11,
I'm thinking about it. In 11, yeah. But, you know, it can just keep going. Poptart, like, just playing so clean today. This is unbelievable. And, I mean, Gambler playing well, too, but Poptart is just so in control of pretty much every situation. Like, we haven't even seen, like, overheads hitting and, like, mixes continuing. It's just been Poptart playing the Poptart game.
Ooh, the forward 1-4. That's a rare string to see right there, but safe off of the forward 1.
I forgot it existed. Full on until that moment.
If I'm being honest, I didn't even me a little bit. I was like, whoa, that's a okay. That was all of the risk that you can do right there. Has a gap. Poptart's swinging right now. Ooh. Even saw the parry come into play.
Uh-oh. Take him all the way to the corner, and his combos are just so clean 100% of the time. No awkward drops, getting the damage boost, always ending him on the right side, saving his meter for those spots, and that should be it.
That is going to be the round, and more importantly, it did not kill before the second hit of command grab, which is essential for Kotal to end the round with your opponent in the corner, just like he did right there. Perfectly executed from Poptart. Put himself in the corner right there with a big whiff, and he's lucky he didn't get punished for it. That's one of his biggest weaknesses, is whiffing that 4-2-4 and just being out there saying, punish me for 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, all of his moves are amazing if they connect, right? I mean, they've got the options there. Oh, finally goes for the tick throw for the first time, I think, landing in this set. I believe in this set. But that's just going to add on to that damage bonus. It's going to add on to the mix-ups in the corner.
Ooh. The wake-up down one by Gambler there, and even he was kind of like, how do I convert off of this? Oh, the down four slide.
You blocked it. I can't believe you actually blocked just the slide portion of that. You usually see somebody block both of them, or only, like, or I guess just none of them. It just happened so fast, but he was so good at dealing with that. Did manage to get at least out of the corner for KingGambler, but again, this is match point for Poptart. Just needs a little bit more life. I mean, this is almost one combo away.
Oh, no punishes on those whiffs either, but since he's kind of pre-committed to the forward jump rather than the neutral jump, he's losing out on a lot of opportunities to punish. Neutral jumping is actually the best thing to do against Kotal, because if you read command grab, he's going to get the round here. Neutral jumping against Kotal gets you whiff punishes on the strings, and if you read command grab, it gets you an optimal punish. So something to note when fighting Kotal. He's got a round. Let's see if Gambler can use it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is some nice momentum. It's got a frozen Pop-Tart. I don't know if you've ever frozen a Pop-Tart, but it's quite good.
I can't say I have.
You should try it. Let's test it out.
I'm not.
Oh, boo. All right, putting him in the corner, and he's getting close to that crushing blow. I'm not sure if he quite has it yet, but he's getting there. Oh, just jump over throw. That works. Playing leapfrog.
But again, if you would have, that is, I mean, Kotal Khan stand 1. This might be an up play. A top 3 minimum, maybe number 1 anti-air in the game to me. I think it's the best anti-air in the game.
Well, it's certainly looking that way with the way that Pop-Tart's been using it. But oh, is that the crushing blow? That's it.
Gambler.
Finally, getting ending the streak, the undefeated streak of Pop-Tart of this tournament. So Gambler now, of course, like he's locked into Sub-Zero. He's not going to be able to switch that Night Wolf, but it looked like he got a lot more momentum in that match, right? Yeah,
I mean, it was still kind of scrambly a little bit, but landed some very, very crucial hits. He got really aggressive. There was a turning point where it looked like he just said F it and swung out. A lot of buttons, a lot of forward twos, beautifully executed. But one thing I like to see him do a little bit less maybe is he's doing a lot of jumping forward as KingGambler. And there was, I think, 4 or 5 forward jumps just in the last round where if he would have neutral jumped, he would have gotten really big punishes. And that's 4 BMBs into mix-up situations that were on the table, right? That's really the only thing that I'm seeing that Gambler could change. Other than that, the game plan started working there.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, that I was mentioning earlier is like the neutral jump ability of Sub-Zero is so good because of that jump 2, I think, that he has. You know, the one that reaches super far down that he has in like every game for whatever reason.
Jump 1, yeah.
Okay, yeah, jump 1, yeah. It is so good at punishing so many things, especially the fact that Kotal Khan's so tall too. It hits from basically like max height.
Yeah. You can actually like instant air it. Uh-oh. This is the Kotal Khan game plan.
Ooh, good roll out though. I mean, yeah, that was really scary. That's exactly where he wanted him to be. Over here in the library, I guess.
And boy, oh boy, did Kotal Khan's down 4 get scary a couple patches ago, and that he can jail those big buttons off of it because it got so, advantageous on hit.
Yeah, where you take the guaranteed unblockable off of it. This is always fun. Obviously a huge commitment, but still very cool.
Woo! A lot of staggers.
Yeah, I like these little pokes. He's changing the pressure game a lot, but that's it. Standing 4 into Fatal Blow. That's how it goes against Sub-Zero very, very often. Even with the extra life, nobody cares about that extra life. Not when you're Sub-Zero's Fatal Blow.
Gambler stays alive. He has been feeling some pressure this tournament. Making it to the winner's side of top 8, down 2-0. He had to make a comeback happen in the previous round.
Well, I have to say, for sure, it feels like, especially even just watching the way that Gambler's been playing the rest of this tournament, he's definitely a player who excels in that pressure, right? I mean, we saw it in the last set, or I guess I should say his first set of the day, and we're seeing it right now, where it's like, okay, back to the wall. It looked like Pop-Tart was honestly just going to dominate this set, but now he's playing so well, and he's really starting to just like clutch every one of these small moments out. However, I say that, and now he's yet again put into a extremely difficult position.
Oh, what's the mix gonna be? That's the multiple times that Gambler's woken up with down 1 as well. I wonder if Pop-Tart's gonna be able to pick up on that pattern if this is extended. I mean, Gambler just needs a single hit right here. No defensive bar is gonna save him, and Pop-Tart's gonna send him to the corner. Match point now for Poptart964.
Yeah, and I have to say, the corner control, the space control, the side switching from Pop-Tart has been amazing today. Obviously, if you have a bar, you can decide which side everybody ends on, but the fact that he knows like how to combo into stuff without killing to end things the right way. Oh no, yeah, that is scary. Yeah, he finds his way out at least. That would have been just maybe death at some point soon.
I think Pop-Tart has to pick up on that tendency now. Gambler's woken up down 1 every time in the corner, and it's worked because Pop-Tart's trying some really deep layered stuff right there. Empty short hop, a mix up, whether it be empty short up command grab and empty short up down 3. The raw command grabs are working out for him late in this set though. That's something that he didn't use early on, and he just started implementing in the game because he sees when he's moving how respective KingGambler is a forward 2, and that opens up quick dash command grab.
Oh my god. He's wave dashed up into command grab 2 times now in this final round. I mean, this is, again, match point for him. And now he's really changing things up. You know, this is where you want to bring out those final moment things like wave dash up, just kind of slide over there into the command grab. Is this... Oh, no, he's still alive, though. He's still alive. Oh!
I'm scared.
What are you going to do? Are you going to sun ray?
Scared.
Oh! Oh!
Okay.
One more mix. One more mix.
Defensive bar for Gambler, though. He has rolls. Oh, no!
Oh,
he
no!
took it on it! Oh, my God! The galactic brained take the hit. Ladies and gentlemen, when taking the hit goes right, it is tech, it is meta, and it is one of the biggest weaknesses of command grabs in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that, oh my god, it's such a painful feeling to have your normal hit and then the command grab whiff, and that, oh my gosh, I can't believe that Poptart went for the exact same mix-up again, by the way. That is super cheeky, and I appreciate the choice, because you think, oh, there's so many different things that this character could do, why would you go for the exact same thing again? And then he did it, but Gambler essentially guessing correctly in that situation, and now that's 2 games straight for Gambler, looking to make the 3-0 comeback and maybe make it into the winners finals. I mean, this didn't look like a game 5 set to me, but now over the past 2 games it certainly has, and so we are going down to this final one.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
That
what a
was
good
frame
crushing
perfect.
I know, if that was, I mean, you know, in any normal situation, that trade is bad. That trade is so good for some, but with the crushing blow, you're like, I don't care. I'm unfreezing myself to watch this cinematic. And that's
probably
started off a tough thing here.
And it's probably the only raw disc you're going to see because it doesn't have much use outside of that.
Yeah.
Especially in this matchup where there is no trade, and he's going to praise the sun. Another match point for Poptart here. It's the worst possible start, though. You lose a quarter of your life in a situation that would have been beneficial for you in any other matchup. Oh my goodness, he's losing so much damage here. Didn't break away, and he just paid the iron price for it.
Oh no, the tick throws again. He's just getting so much more brave with them, and even after losing the last game with it, I'm surprised he's still, you know, willing to go that distance. The other scary thing here is the interactables there, and this interactable this is it. This is it. Wow, what a quick game. So good, but he was thirsty. Kotal was thirsty. He wanted some chilled Cryomancer blood, and he got it. And so that's gonna be Kotal Khan by way of Poptart, making it to the winners finals to take on Rewind. But I gotta say, you know, that was such a good set. Huge shout outs to Gambler. I mean, that was an incredible comeback from such a difficult situation. Just able to adapt really, really well. It's just that in that very final game, it looked like things just ran away from him in a pretty extreme way.
Down in the lower bracket, no downtime whatsoever, jumping right in.
So that must mean that Jukes defeated Averk and Han defeated... I can't remember. I'm going to look at it while we're looking at this match. But regardless, they've won their previous matches. And, you know, no surprise for really anybody winning any games at this point in time. But this is a really interesting character matchup. Very aerial, right? 2 of the characters that really got to go to the air at the same time. But there is a lot of air-to-air conversion ability from most of the times, most of the hits that you can get with Fujin. And we're already seeing some of these wild conversions.
Yeah, I wonder how this is going to go. It was a matchup that we weren't sure if Rewind was going to play on the winner's side, and he did not. I wonder if there's a reasoning behind that of, you know, one of maybe one of her only weaknesses, the fact that she's, you know, got T-Rex limbs. She's got really, really short range with all of her stuff outside of the leap. Fujin, on the other hand, puts a lot of active frames everywhere, and that could be a problem unless she's up on his face. You know, very similar to what I was talking about with any other character, where just not letting Fujin breathe is the way to go. And unless Jukes is on offense here, might be struggling with the mobility and the active frames of Fujin that are going to be all over the place. The Wind God.
Yeah, and, that's certainly how it looked like at that point. I think the real key here, right, as I think it is most of the time against Fujin, like exactly what you were saying earlier, I think it was with Kano, is if you can lock down Fujin with that Jackie pressure, not let him get that spacing he wants. Oh, big combo. But not let him get that spacing he wants, not let him get that mobility he wants, then he can't be Fujin. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. You know, he hasn't even been able to get to that maximum back one range. That's the first time. And he died for it.
That was a really cool setup that Jukes did right there. I was wondering why he intentionally put himself in the corner with the 3-3 ender, but then he pulled a little bit of a corner right there and just put the dot down, had his back to the wall and said, you can try to come anywhere near me and burn to death if you want.
Yeah, that's I mean, very much Kotal Sunbeam, like we were just saying. Whoa, he got a slit underneath. It almost looks like you're watching like lag or something, but it's just the fact that he's so smooth with that movement. It's beautiful to see. I would highly suggest everybody try it out. But look at this pressure in the corner. It's kind of trying to lock down Jackie, right? This is a game about controlling the opponent's speed and mobility. And if you can do that best, you're going to be in an advantageous position like this.
Beautiful air-to-air right there, and got that nice and early. No breakaway from Han Rashid. Isn't feeling the pressure until that health bar. Now all of a sudden, looking a lot more scary. And wasn't going to break away regardless. I feel like just because the damage had already been done. And Jukes is kind of a win-win situation for him right there. Chef, he's going to do a lot of damage right here. Or if he catches the breakaway, a lot more damage.
Yeah, but now this is a scary spot. Oh my god, landed on the second hit of the back 1-1. I can't believe he was ready to convert that. I cannot believe
Did he just believe? Did he just believe in that? Or
I guess.
Or did he assume? Oh my goodness. I think me and Chef are thinking the same thing. It's like I feel like there was enough time for him to see what was happening and just assume that she was going to fall onto the back 1-1.
I guess I would, if I was in that situation.
But
I
was it?
Like, oh, I'm dead.
Exactly, Chef. Exactly, Chef. But was it, or did he just do it?
Maybe he was just mashing. I don't know. But it was amazing. It was incredible. It's very rare to see people actually land on that back 1-1, like especially the second hit. So that was. I don't know. Whatever it was, it works. It doesn't matter how you get from point A to point B. All that matters is that you get there. And Han definitely got there. But I gotta say, in between, real quick update. So Jukes got here by beating Averk and then defeating Titanium Tigers. So those were the matches that happened off stream that we didn't get a chance to see. So Jukes making a huge run all the way to this point.
Yeah, that's what I was going to look at earlier, was that run, because he had some tough opponents down there.
Yeah, after being knocked into losers round 1 also. So Crispy Fungus, Averk, then Titanium Tigers, now trying to get Han Rashid, but Han looking, aside from that match against Rewind, is just still looking amazing today. Trying to pull back.
Just to give you guys an update on the other side as well. Wise Gemini took it over Scar. DJT took it over Too Easy. So it'll be DJT versus Wise Gemini coming up.
Yeah, they might actually be playing right now. I think the winner of that plays against Gambler, but we'll see. We'll see. We've got a match going on right now, although this doesn't look like all that much of a competitive match at the moment. Just one of those rounds where Jackie runs away with things, and yeah, Han just wasn't able to find a spot to try to launch that comeback. You really got to lock her down before you get to that amount of life, because otherwise it's just damage over time on the floor, and you're out of luck. Wow, punished the instant air blast on landing. That was a very nice reaction to that. Good chance he would go under it, or maybe just go a little bit too late, but he knew. Oh, he tried to anti-air right there. I don't know what that standing 2 was, but it certainly did not work.
Looked pretty close right there, and the extra dot damage. Oh, 190. Is this a command grab character?
Yeah, probably. I think that's a fair thing to say. But right now, yeah, this is pretty much over and done. A very physical character, I guess Fujin is. So you're not really going to find a bunch of really, really good ways to get out of having to be on the damage over time on the ground, at least for like a few frames. And that's all it takes when you're at that amount of life. But after a pretty strong first game, yeah, this is looking like the Jukes match suddenly. It's things have turned around 180.
You love to see it here. These mid-set adjustments. I feel like every time someone looks a little bit out of it, they get back into it. They know the situation. They know the pressure. It's what the entire pro competition has been about. Has been for this moment. All those weeks, yeah, there's a little bit on the line, but these guys that have been secured for a while, and especially on the west side of things, they've been secured for a long while, have been focusing on this moment right here. You talked about they've had a couple of weeks knowing who's in this thing, knowing who they're going to play early on, who could potentially be in their path, and who they had to prep for. And with only 15 other people, you bet that they've probably prepped a little bit on every single one. Even if they weren't in your path, that they can still be in your path on the lower bracket.
Yeah, you've got to know. And I mean, there's a good chance they've played them already before, so they have an idea at least to know what to lab against. But, aside from the prize, there's still a lot of money on the line. There's like $250 difference between this guaranteed 5th place, which is still $750, but you win one more and you're guaranteed $1,000. It's a lot of moolah. And right now, you can lose $250 by getting hit by an instant air blast. That's what Han Rashid is kind of looking down the barrel of. Oh,
you can lose
okay. Fatal blow.
Oh.
Fatal blow for both.
Wow. He's not even going to need it. Oh, did the execution find him? Oh, okay.
Oh. That was scary. That was almost a real rough throw. That was almost a good way to give away that game for free.
I also want to give you guys an update. DJT did take it over Wise Gemini. It'll be DJT versus KingGambler. Next match on stream.
Oh. I'm excited for that one, but I still want to see how this one ends. This one has been really back and forth. But again, it makes sense that this is like a really momentum-based matchup because it's really just whoever, like I said earlier, can lock the other person down. And what? They're literally leapfrogging! They didn't even hit any jump attack. They just whipped them over each other's heads. That was
one of the greatest things I've ever seen are two people pre-committed to empty jump doing it at the same time. That's one of the craziest things you can see in Mortal Kombat 11.
I agree. Very, very funny looking. But okay, here we go. Big conversion into the Fatal Blow. I don't remember whether or not this Fatal Blow is going to give you any sort of Oki. No, it's going to leave full screen. Oh, okay. Flawless blocked it. That actually might have been able to be a punish. There was a defensive bar, I think, but I don't think that Jukes expected that. Oh, this is getting very close to a point where Chip could be in. Oh, no, the drop! Oh, my God.
I'm freaking out because I've never, ever seen someone anti-air the people's elbow and let alone convert like he did. I almost have a tear in my eye. That was so beautiful.
I know. I love that option, the people's elbow, to kind of close things out and get the opponent into that range where you can just chip them out with damage over time. But yeah, me neither. I didn't even know it technically went airborne when you did it. I've never seen somebody get hit out of it. Usually they just get blocked, at that point. So yeah, getting that conversion alone was really amazing. But if we went, we technically did go 2 rounds straight where Han guaranteed the win and then dropped the final hit of the combo. And that's very, very scary. But hey, again, it doesn't matter. As long as you get to point B. His wins have been two dropping at combos and one like converting into Fatal Blow off the second hit of back one anti-air. Weird wins today from Han.
You talked about it. A W is a W, as we like to say. No matter how you get it. Jukes, can he bring this around? Now's the time. I'm wondering if there's anything that needs to change to get some offense going here. Han Rashid once again, just putting out those big active frames. It's been very rewarding for him. But Juke starting off, immediately closing the gap with the bag too. It's a good start. Got Han Rashid off the defensive bar already, and now let's see if it's. Right where you find yourself in, he pushes you away. He says, "Get over there."
Ooh, that was a good catch though on the dive kick behind. That's also going to give the corner, so this is all good rollout. I was going to say, this is where things start to get really tough for Fujin when he just doesn't have that space. But look at that, he's playing the in and out game again. Oh no, that's a tough combo. That's a tough combo. He dropped it, but what? Down 4 anti-air. That was a weird option. Worked out perfectly though.
I think He just saw that the side switch was going to be coming, knowing that Jukes did not want to be in the corner right there. Nice little staggers, and I am the wind god. Do not enter the skies, because I am a flying. The after frames on Tornado. I'm just about that. He takes the round.
That's it.
Ooh. Keeping it close is all you need to do. And then when you've got the resources come off him on that hit, beautiful execution by Jukes to keep himself alive right here. After Tornado got him, I got a little worried. I got a little worried.
Yeah, me too. But I gotta say that spot where like Han Rashid with the backwards like 2-1-3-4, 2-1-4-3, whatever that string is, the like bicycle kick string, and then got jumped after from behind. That was the weirdest looking thing I've like ever seen in this game. But yeah, looking like Jukes riding his momentum for sure.
This is that round so far, as Han Rashid finds this hit. This is that round where all Jukes has done, he hasn't let Han Rashid play the game. That's how you shut down Fujin. You don't even let him press a button, and he's gonna send us to another game 5. This is ridiculous.
At this point, how can you even be surprised? This has been a very literal, like, dominant back and forth. So now Jukes, the question is, needs to, well, I guess the question is, can Jukes break this cycle, right? It's been Han, Jukes, Han, Jukes. Now Han again, technically by rotation. So I think we need to see the really, really big change from Jukes, like kind of preemptively, like pulling out some of the stops that just hadn't been used yet. And I don't know what that is exactly, you know? Jackie's got a few things. The back one was certainly one of those things, but the fact that it lost the game essentially goes to show that, you know, it's not always going to be the best choice. So we'll see, but I'm glad we're getting a game 5 between these two. This is to get a spot to guaranteed top 4.
I think the important thing for Jukes, just like last game, I think if he gets the first hit, he's got a really good chance here.
I think, honestly, whoever gets the first hit has a really good
whoever
hit,
gets
right?
the first hit. Yeah.
It's so momentum-based that if you get that first hit, you get that first knockdown, and there we go, the 4-3 is going to be it. Oh, no, but reversing the situation. Forward rolls have worked really well for both of these players because they have a lot of strings that can be forward roll punished.
Oh, beautiful. And more rewarding was Jukes' hit versus Han Rashid right there, right? Off of the trades. And this is what happened to Han Rashid last game, was he got cornered early by Jukes, and that health bar melted.
Oh, he actually made the down one whiff, but didn't take advantage, didn't whiff punish it with back 1-1 or anything. And Jukes, looking to break this cycle of back and forth, is now on match points. And that was such a dominant round, but just, you know, again, it just takes one little opening in this matchup. Ooh, that was weird with the full string, and it whiffed.
He has got the leaps. I don't know what happened. Did the target get painted? Because they are hitting their mark in these last 2 games, and he's found himself in the corner. He's not letting the character put out those big beefy buttons. I say that right as a back one happens. Really close.
Yeah, just had to go for it at that point, but oh no, almost unbreakable. Yeah, you can't even break at this point. Look at that, all of them. Oh, but gets the breakaway punish. This is the first opportunity for a comeback, but a pretty weak combo. Wasn't able to get all that much. Lands a second, has the corner. Oh no, gets hit, and this is damage over time. How do you avoid this? How do you not run over the ground? Oh, you just walk over the ground. No, there's no escape. There's no way to get out of that situation. As much as you can run in the air, you can only do it for so long. And like you said earlier, the ground is lava, and Han Rashid just melted. But yeah, Jukes now with a huge losers bracket run. That's ridiculous. That's getting knocked into losers round 1. I'm just going to look away from the screen here and look back at this bracket, because that is Jukes going down round 1, defeating Crispy Fungus, defeating Averk, defeating Tigers, defeating Han Rashid. That is a like championship run right there.
It'll be really frightening when we get to losers finals to see who makes it through this next match here on the lower side of the bracket, because the winner of this is going to be going up against Jukes himself.
Yeah, I mean, talk about another player who's made it all the way through the losers bracket. It's DJT, defeating Hatman, Too Easy, Wise Gemini, and now is trying to take out KingGambler. But we'll see if this is just like kind of 2 losers bracket runs that are going to meet in the next round, or if Gamblers can continue how extremely well he's been playing throughout the rest of this bracket, because it's looking like one of the best that it's the best that I've ever seen his sub for sure.
He's on the offense here. DJT was able to rebuild the space and avoid that corner. And this is the DJT method, just playing with the space on the screen. Never in a rush is he. He's never in a rush as DJT, and it's so beautiful to watch.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're at this much of a life deficit, it starts to get really scary. And I mean, Rain does do a lot of damage, but he doesn't really have the mix-ups over and over to make huge comebacks easily. So it's gonna have to be like really like manually making your opponent guess wrong a lot of times. And at this point, it might just be chip. Yeah, the down one's all you're gonna need. And, you know, honestly, it felt like the pace of the match was really controlled by DJT, but overall, KingGambler just controlled the actual damage of the match, which I would argue is more important.
Yeah, Rain, outside of like a big hit confirm, isn't gonna do a lot of damage. Those quick mix-ups of 1-3 that you're gonna see DJT do a lot, except for this, that's some big boy damage for Rain. 30%, that's some big boy damage for Rain. But like the 1-3 mix-ups only gonna do a little bit of damage at a time.
That was a super unfortunate whiff. Sorry, I just had to point that one out. He actually has a great breakaway that was intentionally to punish that whiff, but his standing jab went over it, which is super heartbreaker, and now things are just falling apart.
That back to one string is a big go-to for DJT. Loves the mind game of the gap in there. The false blockable gap. Plays a lot of mind games around it. Big cash out for Gambler, who has Fatal Blow, which means that the next hit will kill. At this rate, yeah. he could definitely take this back from the grave. There's been all DJT with the corner and the quick mix-up. When both the tidal wave and the 4 from that string will kill you, that is scary.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying that, you know, there's not really like a lot of mix-ups that Rain can really pull off. And, you know, you can do that mix-up 10 times and your opponent won't die. But when you only need to do it one time, then you're like, wait a minute, this is a scary mix-up.
Exactly. Then you're like, hold on a second, wait a minute. This is a little different. And trying to keep that super gapless right there to DJT.
Ooh, the back 2 with punish on the down 2, that was really clean, but then not really a conversion. Again, the wake up down 1s. That's kind of the KingGambler signature, I'd say.
Yeah.
What was that stand switch? Did he just dash up stand switch? What was it supposed to be?
Mind games. Mind game shit.
It worked! Whatever it was, it worked! I'm confused. He hit him with a crushing blow afterwards, and he's winning the round. So maybe the dash up stand switch is the true tech, and we've all just been blind to it this entire time. But not KingGambler. KingGambler knows.
Ask yourself, if someone dashed up in your face, did stance switch, you'd be like, what? And then forward 2 or something. But like that slight moment where you go, did he really just do that? Those couple of frames are very important. And you never know if it's intentional mind game or not.
Well, you see, the joke's on you because I wouldn't be able to react fast enough to somebody stand switching my face. I would already be so confused and so slow because I'm an old man now that I would just be even more confused. But yeah, I definitely think when you actually can play the game, that would certainly confuse me. But yeah, I mean, great first game. Again, it just seems like despite the fact that DJT is controlling the pacing, Gambler is just staying solid. This is very much the best Gambler that I think I've ever seen. Obviously, Gambler very successful in the start of this game with like Scarlet, then with Lou, then with Nightwolf. But at this point, this is like, in my opinion, a totally different level. And I don't think this has anything to do with the character. It's just the way he's playing today. Oh, and just backing up again. You see, this is the thing. DJT just backing up so well, trying to keep at this really far range. And sometimes it works, but oh no, blocks the down 4 slides. 0 for 2 on down 4 slides today from KingGambler. Maybe gotta stop going for that. This is the type of player that it's just probably not gonna hit against, although it does hit against a lot of really good players. Right, but now DJT, I think, knows that he has to make his own way in. And there we go, the auto carry to the corner. This is where things start to get really scary, and the strike throw game especially becomes very threatening.
Try to shimmy him right there with a slight walk up in the back too. Okay, I see their DJT. And boy, that Qatar is so good in this matchup, especially the Amplify, because the recovery is so fast. So you can feel comfortable full screen throwing them, even against Ice Ball, knowing that you're gonna recover in time. You're gonna recover in time. Oh,
That's all it takes sometimes. The raw slide. You never expect it. You know, even if you're a player with the reactions of DJT and the patience of DJT, you're still going to get hit by raw slide and neutral. That's a lesson for all of you out there. But don't raw slide me, please, because I'm definitely getting hit. And that should be chip, guaranteed. I like that. Multi-hitting, forward 3. Not a normal you see all that often, but knew that it was good for the chip.
Super Safe has one of the biggest, most awkward hurt boxes and hitboxes to it.
Jumps over a lot of low pokes. Everything about it's dope. Every raid online, though, uses
Anti-is really well. Yeah.
Crushing blow? Nope, not gonna. Oh, maybe he already used it. I don't actually remember. It's kind of all melting together at this point. We got a lot of Mortal Kombat today. Combo, nice, good conversion.
KingGambler's feeling perfectly comfortable with this health lead right now. And again, not the biggest comeback character is Rain, like you were talking about, or you know, the mix-ups aren't there, but the damage isn't really there as well, unless you get some really clean opens up. But even here, look at that, 27% off of a bar. That's all. That's one of the lowest averages for a character in Mortal Kombat 11 for 1 bar meter.
And that was maximum too. Like if you actually look, his max starter is 242 into that exactly, basically. Like there might be like a down 1 optimization there, but like, oh, catches him. Again, tries to read the breakaway. Maybe a little bit, not unnecessary in that point, actually. I guess that was pretty smart. Maybe could have switched sides, would have been an option, but regardless, taking us back to mid-screen will work as well. But yeah, the damage overall, that's why we're seeing, I think, a lot more risks from Gambler this game. Just knowing that the punishes aren't going to be huge. You're not going to be eating like 450% like we saw in his previous match against Kodal in the corner. Yeah, you're okay. You're a little bit more okay in this matchup.
100%, and that's something that not a lot of people think about. I feel like, Chef, in fighting games, is the risk reward in your favor is in your opponent's favor. Can you take this risk? What's their punish going to be? When I'm fighting Cetrion, I don't care. I'm swinging because she's going to tickle me for 17.
Oh yeah, and you land 1 mix, and it's so much damage, especially if you've got that crushing blow loaded like that. And again, KingGambler just kind of taking this lead, just playing patient. I mean, it's very hard to actually play the neutral game against Rain, especially when Sub doesn't necessarily have like the best neutral normals. They're obviously quite good, but not as good. And that might be it. No, not quite, but the guaranteed chip should be it, yeah. And 2-0 for Gambler. I'm telling you, man, I don't know what happened with Gambler. I need some insights. Somebody in chat tell me, somebody on Twitter tell me, why is Gambler playing so freaking well today? I love seeing it.
He is making his return to form. I think that this is proof in the pudding. Showing up, getting a crazy result. Went down on the winner side of the bracket, of course. Ended up running into Poptart, who is on fire himself, is in winners finals. Other than that, he's been absolutely killing it. He's down here fighting off against DJT. Had some big wins against Tigers and Hatman on the winner's side. And he's fighting a DJT that is also red hot right now, mind you. DJT over Hatman, over Too Easy, and over Wise Gemini to get to this match.
All right, I'm going to take some of the answers from the chat right here. One of them, somebody says Gambler's just a good player, period. I think that's actually the best answer because we have known that Gambler has been a good player for a long time. And quite frankly, let's all be honest here, Gambler at most moments in time has certainly nerfed himself with character choice. I think we all need to be very honest about that. But has it done extremely well even with characters that maybe aren't as, you know, competitively strong as Sub-Zero. So I love seeing this switch over to Sub-Zero, and it looks like the style is fitting out very, very well.
Is this a different variation of Rain, or did he just pick a different outfit? I'm actually really curious.
I don't know. I mean, we saw one of the same, right? We saw the geysers. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what's different in the future.
Because he actually pulled something pretty cheeky on us earlier, and it's how you can have multiple costumes in this game, by the way, and compete. Is just to make them all the same loadout with a different outfit. Because he switched outfits earlier, but it was the same loadout.
The mind games. The mind games.
That's mind games.
But sometimes you just gotta, you know, look good, play good, feel good. That whole thing. But right now, none of those things are going to matter because Sub-Zero Fatal Blow doesn't care about how you look. It doesn't care about how well you're playing. It doesn't care about how much life you have because essentially you're dead no matter what. And so match point for KingGambler here, looking to take this 3-0. A very impressive set so far. And oh, good call out there. Going to eat up the projectile and then get another charge on that crushing blow.
Ooh, these raw ice balls. Every single one of them working here. And this is the final round. This is DJT's tournament life on the line. Every Qatar he's tossed, it was frames from getting hit earlier, got absorbed by the ice ball. Even there, just a clean jumping over it. And DJT, again, a health deficit where you do not want to be with Rain. You know, he does have the crushing blows, but we haven't seen him access them at all whatsoever. 4-2 hasn't gotten a counter hit. A bubble hasn't gotten a counter hit. Just hasn't been there.
Oh, the freeze. But yeah, we've seen now 2 of the same variation moves, so I'd have to assume the third one's still going to be the Geyser Palm, I guess was the one originally. I think we're at the same variation, just with different looks. No punish there. DJT now with Fatal Blow. Not the easiest Fatal Blow to land, right? Sometimes it's super easy, but a lot of times you're just not going to find it.
It's similar to Kano's, where you don't really have a lot of room to juggle into it in most scenarios.
You really have to land like forward 2.
But not a lot of people expect the max distance one. That's all I'm going to say.
all right. I see where you're going with this.
Oh,
the wake up 4-3, no! The block, incredible block from DJT after getting hit by that forward 3. Sorry, the up 3. That was the first time that we've seen the forward 2 slide from Gambler, but DJT just off the bat ready for it.
Ooh, he loves that back 2-1 stagger. Working out for him. He's got his first round here. The mix with the tidal wave.
Oh, this corner pressure is looking disgusting.
Whoop! Didn't want to risk anti-airing that. It was a really smart move. That jump 1 will absorb your anti-air.
Oh, so many hits all in a row. But the thing is, this has been like literally like 8 different openings, and Gambler's still alive. There's still a chance for Gambler, which is wild. It's just the low damage of all of these options. And now Gambler just needs to land maybe like 2 more hits, and he can bring it back. But yeah, easier said than done. We're in chip territory now.
Oh, that was so smart. Saw that his opponent only had the 1 bar. He said, you know what? I've got this safe 2-hitting thing that goes really far and it hits everything everywhere. What a Galaxy Brain 4-3 to close out that round. And he's on the board, DJT. We saw this on the winner side a bit as well, where he went down early and started clawing his way back in.
Yeah, that was a very different game, right? As soon as he got Gambler to the corner, that was just like staggers and throws and all of these little like strike throw mix up, like make you whiff type situations, and it just worked really well.
Especially, he's even scarier when he's got Tidal Wave, and there's a really important reason for that. Tidal Wave, if you guess wrong in the corner, and really only in the corner, it is one of the few things that is a double-digit plus on hit. So he can actually jail afterwards. It is you are standing in a very advantageous position, and in the corner, if you try to swing, that's where he gets his actual damage. That's where he can cash out for some big stuff.
Yeah, and look at this. We're already seeing him play super aggressive, try to take Gambler all the way to the corner. Of course, the double hitting low wave right there. It is safe on block as long as you spin the bar to make it hit twice. But that puts him in a good spot. And again, the risky slide's a little bit unnecessary, and you do start to get a lot higher damage too when you start spinning meter on the corner combos for Rain as opposed to those mid-screen combos, and that was such a fast round. This is a different player suddenly.
Has it just been the corner?
Certainly seems like it. I think Gambler really needs to find ways out of this corner. The big thing though too is a lot of time he's not really getting knocked down, so it's not like he can really roll out. He's just getting hit and staggered and just all these weird little tiny things. So he's got to find a way. He's got some games of a buffer to figure it out though, but he's back in this corner and already getting hit.
Oh,
that was nice.
Coming to the 4, and nice breakaway by Gambler. We've seen some really clutch breakaways, getting punishes on just strings where they're slightly ending, right? These guys have been threading needles with these punishes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so much game knowledge. But yeah, there we go. That is a 100% guarantee, though, that we are on the same variation for the very first time.
And look at that. Optimal punish for 24%, but we're going to be sent to a game number 5 here. DJT. I don't know what happened in the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes, however long it's been, but whoa.
Yeah, something woke DJT
What's in the
up
water?
For sure.
What's in the water out there in Vegas? That's what I want to know.
I think the tide has come in, and it's looking really scary.
Ooh.
It's about getting out of this pressure, right? It's getting out of the corner. What's the best way to do that? And I don't know if it's necessarily like any sort of like character pick or variation change. I think honestly it's just about like maybe even just playing more patient in the corner, maybe just taking more throws, right? It's just the throw. But Gambler, you know, he's now had the opportunity to essentially for free experience it for 2 games straight. So he has to take that knowledge that he's gained and not think of it as the fact that he's now you know, potentially being 3-0 reversed. It's just the fact that he's like, okay, I just got 2 free games of knowledge. How do I use it?
Is there an adaptation to be made? And will DJT be able to find himself in those similar positions that he found himself in 2 games straight? Gambler's the one on the approach early on. We're still mid-screen here, chilling. Good breakaway right there. And what's really important about that is the fact that Rain's corner carry game is absolutely crazy with that Argus plunge. You go from coast to coast. He's already got the threat of the corner behind him, mind you. So this is scary. I think the Gambler's going to have to be really careful. He gets it one time, he's going to be put in a really poor position without a breakaway, especially. Does land the hit?
Yeah,
nice.
Just a back roll, and now this is just mix and a mix. You know, another way to not get in the corner is to just mix your opponent until they die. Going for the mid-screen crushing blow conversion, not the easiest thing in the world, but knew that he had to do it to confirm that round. Very smart choice, and now it's match point Gambler after losing a lot of rounds straight, looking to somewhat be back in this, but he's got to be wary. He's backing himself up into the wall. Look at that crispy move on the other side. Whoa, lands it. I think he was barely ready for it, right? He was like, wait, why would that one hit? But he still managed to build up more of the crushing blow, which is huge.
That's okay. You have like 400 years to hit from Ice Ball. It's all good. That's one of the beauties of it. But raw Ice Ball has been a problem for DJT. He's actually gotten hit by quite a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm wondering what exactly he's doing, like getting hit by a full screen. There's got to be a reason, but we may never know. Yeah, definitely schmoovin'.
He's wave dashing. Get it, Rain? Wave dashing.
Funny. They should make a move called wave dashing.
It should probably be called
pressure again. Probably. And again, let's see if any of these full screen projectiles hit. Gambler kind of moving in, despite the fact that he technically has the life lead. Interesting choice.
Oh, there's so many mix-ups right there. And 1-3, pretty decent stack. I think it's -3 on block, something like that.
Yeah, there's so many options afterwards. You just gotta respect it, right? Oh, not in fatal blow territory yet, but no more meter, no more defensive meter, or barely any offensive meter for DJT. He just needs to get hit one more time, but now fatal blow on both sides, so realistically, this could end in a single hit. And only 10 seconds left on the clock. They've got to be wary, and he gets the confirm. That's going to be it. Went for a little bit too risky of an ice ball right there. Only 6 seconds left on the clock, and that means we're going to a final game, final round.
Wow. Clutch, clutch, clutch. And if that is not a word that's been associated with DJT for a decade, I don't know what is.
Oh no, this is the scariest corner. This corner gives Rain true mix-ups with the command grab that you can use over and over with that interactable, or there, you know, just use it as a combo and a restand, and look at this life bar is just melting. And the 1-2 or the 1-2-4 crushing blow's gone. The slide crushing blow's getting pretty close. This might be a cash out. It is. It's gonna need to keep him in this corner pretty much for the rest of this game, I think.
He's making the approach. Wow. I mean, that is one of his quickest normals. And he had the KB loaded. And DJT is going to pull off. Can you even believe it? A reverse 3-0 of the ages. Not only was he down 2-0, but we were thinking, what is he even going to do to be able to keep up with this Sub-Zero? The damage wasn't there. The positioning on the screen wasn't there. And then it just started clicking. And DJT did what DJT does best. Win in Mortal Kombat he's just never out of it. He's just never out of it.
Cut for a lot of damage, meterless damage if he wants to go for it unsafe, but and you also have the mid command grab. Really fun to try to guess and avoid that time and time again.
super fun. And there we go, starting off with the crushing blow disc. That's one of the ways that he actually won in that match against KingGambler kind of at the end. And what? Okay, just a raw standing 4 punish. That was a really interesting choice. Maybe that's all you can get, but definitely at least had the knowledge to do something in that spot. And right now is looking very comfortable in this Kano matchup, but you know, nobody's comfortable in the corner against this variation of Kano. But luckily, if you can land even a single string on block with Kodal, you're out of there. You know, you're out of that corner. Suddenly, you're finding yourself in mid-screen. You're like, wait, how did that happen? I don't even understand. And that will be meter. Will that be enough? No, but Sunbeam? Sunbeam? No! No, this is so scary!
Uh-oh, this could be bad. This could be bad. Not even gonna have the room to go for any kind of Sunbeam, but it immediately goes for the jump kick, just does it. And Rewind happened to be in the air, happened to be, you know, not preemptively pressing a button. He just wasn't ready for that. And somehow Poptart managed to make that comeback stop completely in its tracks. Don't want to hit with acid.
I love that read because it was expecting, I think, a wake up of 3, but the best way to make that is to go to the air, and Poptart was just already on that level of mind game. Super duper smart, and now he's going to be able to fight out of the corner, staying composed in really like every single good situation. This is continuing to impress me with his gameplay. Yeah, very, very impressive with both these players. Goes for the biomagnetic pole mid-string. Nice hit confirmed from Rewind. Getting some pretty good damage. Trying to get there in time to punish that roll, but you know what? That string is still so good, especially against big characters. What a conversion here. If he was any other character, he'd be dead right now, but that's okay. Took the regular knives right to the chest, and Rewind tying it up 1 round apiece here. Not taking this lying down, but honestly, like so far, I feel like Kano's pressure in the corner has been doing so much devastation, not just for this match, but this whole tournament. Oh no, this is not good. I just jinxed it. Gonna be plus after the end of that spit string, so really hard to challenge a lot of, you know, what you want to do. Most of the time, oh my god, just stand one command grab and it whips. No. Yeah, the disrespect. Oh yeah, that is definitely all she wrote. But yeah, the disrespect from Rewind after being hit by that down 3. You know, there's a nice little fish right there to get that down 3, but Rewind's like, I do not care. Go ahead, hit me. Might jail me into something, but I'm gonna just not hold block. And it ended up working out for him because that was an attempt, you know, to kind of regain the corner with that tick grab to sort of, you know, start his own momentum. And it just didn't end up working. So realistically, both of the rounds that were lost here were just because, you know, you get locked in the corner. It doesn't really matter who you are. Kano's gonna really just melt you down. So how do you get out of the corner? That's the question. Maybe Cat? I mean, that could work. That could work. I don't know. No ideas here.
That's true. I mean, Cat is a little bit faster. Whether Cat, Jaguar, Panther, whatever you want to call it. It is a little bit quicker. It does get through projectiles if he does go that route. I just don't know if it, I honestly don't know if it takes off any of the acid properties, but you know, most of the time, the way that Rewind sets up that acid in the corner is he'll juggle you with 1-1, 1-1, and then that back one into acid is that perfect little timing where the flame carpet goes down, not into a comboable state, but more of like a forced explosion, and then from there you can block after Kano is extremely plus. Oh, Rewind just hitting a little too early there with that neutral jump too. Had he done it a little bit later, it would have reached, would have been a full combo punish here.
Yeah, these command grabs so far not working out as like raw or mix up. There we go. There's the full punish on the pull. I guess the standing 4 was maybe a 4-2-4 or something like that, just a little bit too early. But regardless, gets put in the corner even after that beautiful. Oh, but Nagna's with the 1-2-2 crushing blow. Goes for the raw unblockable. That's gonna be it. Unblockable is a really weird choice, but it's the first time we've seen it, and it's hit 100% of the time so far. So I guess keep doing it.
Very successful rate here. I also do like that he called out the fact that Rewind was holding up at the end. Now, of course, you got to take the guess, man. You don't know if that command grab is coming, but if that command grab is coming, you don't want to be anywhere on the ground. So that leaves you no options to block anything. Rewind trying to back up here as he just gets kind of tossed a little closer to the corner. And look at that wave dash, that mobility, that movement from Poptart. Despite Han being 7 feet tall, he moves so quickly here in the right hands. Trying to hit that forward two, a little too far away. Rewind with a simple little throw, not even going for a command grab at all. Just kind of, you know, biding his time, waiting it out, looking for the opening. That's going to be plus there at the end of that spit string, +2 specifically. Rewind popping it up, drops the combo. That forward two, a little tight, happens to the best of the Kano players from time to time.
Yeah. Oh, it has an opportunity to punish, or sorry, not to punish, to pressure, but doesn't really get all that much off it. And yeah, avoiding chip here is going to be so difficult. Going to have to Sunbeam realistically, or make a really good read, and it's just going to be backing up into knives. Rewind playing it very safe in these chip situations. So far, it's been knife several times, at least 2 times. Just to kind of get that chip out, rather than like going for like a risky like Kano ball or some, you know, like full screen pull, because that could hurt a lot. But here's the forward 1-2-2 crushing blow that was saved from earlier. Decided not to cash out on it. Now is able to get that much more reward for the punish. Now has the corner positioning too. Just needs to take advantage of it.
Oh, able to throw out the sun, but definitely a big no-no when Kano's got that biomagnetic pull. Easy combo, easy recognition there from Rewind at pretty much any range, as long as it's, you know, still in neutral. Down once from Rewind, and he does wait a second, then, you know, kind of confirms that is my opponent still on the ground? Yes, going for the command grab. Command grab again, and Poptart just kind of going for the poke. And again, Rewind with the right call, but slightly off in the execution. Definitely don't want to be coming down with jump 1. You want to come down with jump 2, or maybe even just settle for jump 3 for just an easy little combo.
Oh!
Big damage. Always the brutal. Always the brutal here. Splitting them in half. And just enjoying a nice cold one here as Kano moves on. Job is a job. That is going to be another game under Rewind's belt here in this set. Now the score is 2-2, and it's looking rough. It's looking rough out here for Poptart. Let's be honest. This is not the Kodal that we're kind of used to seeing or have been seeing throughout this tournament, but Rewind probably one of the clear favorites to win this entire tournament. So, you know, it's kind of to be expected. You know, whenever you're going up against Rewind, I mean, who can stop this man? Who can stop him?
Yeah, that is certainly the question. I mean, you know, we do have Jukes and DJT in the losers bracket, still waiting, both of them, to potentially get up to that spot. And, you know, specifically, like, I can't remember who DJT actually lost to, even though I watched that match. But, you know, Jukes for sure hasn't lost to anybody in this bracket yet, because he only lost to Scar, and then Scar now out of the tournament. So there's very much the potential for a lot of these players to kind of dethrone Rewind here. But yeah, easier said than done. Playing super well against Poptart right now, who's been on fire all of today. And Poptart has found some moments, but just isn't able to close things out so often. I mean, this could easily be like 2-0 in the other direction with just a few more correct reads, but, you know, this is the way it plays out. It comes down to those final reads, and Rewind, with all that competitive experience, clearly showing how good he has at it.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that throughout, you know, all the gameplay here. Poptart does get that, you know, sort of free crushing blow, kind of like one of those crushing blows that you just kind of want to use whenever you do need it. Not going to be quite enough here, even with the amplified. Is going to get that damage buff though, so is he going to keep it nice and safe? No! Decides to go crazy and decides to try to attempt to go for some kind of command grab there.
Oh,
a wave dash. Scary. A lot of staggering here. Oh,
what?
no.
Raw forward 2? Why? I'm always so convinced that the raw forward 2s are attempts to command grab that just don't turn into command grabs. But, I mean, right there, he was ready to convert off it. It connected. I don't know why it hit. It's not like there's necessarily like an overhead option right there that you're, like, blocking for. You know, there is a forward 4, of course, but we haven't seen Rewind use it at all. So, yeah, whatever. Raw forward 2, it works. It is the mix-up by itself.
hits as a low, and I feel like a lot of people usually pass it by with the, you know, it is unsafe, but because he's still low to the ground, you know, the highs, you gotta time a little specific. So, not the easiest thing in the world to punish. You're not going the regular 2-4 into the acid, a great kind of counter to kind of keep it mixed up. He wants to go and grab, but Poptart on life support here. Can he make this comeback here? Tries again to go for that command grab, but Kano is just too mobile. He has that air Kano ball that gives him the biggest incentive, the biggest benefit to jumping back and trying to react to your opponent making some kind of forward movement, and that's what Rewind was doing there. He wasn't really committing into anything until he actually saw, hey, he's whiffing something in front of me, or he's trying to, you know, take up the space. I can Kano ball, get that free damage. Rewind, moving on to the most comfortable seat in the entire tournament. Grand finals on the winner side. Very decisive fashion here too over Poptart.
I have it right here. Titanium Tigers, that's right. And neither of them are in the tournament anymore, so they've got the whole world in front of them. The only thing that's a disadvantage to them is that they're going to have to reset in Grand Finals, but they haven't even played that matchup yet, so it's very much possible.
Round 1, fight.
Could be a possibility here as we're seeing it unfold. Again, a little bit of a new school versus old school here. DJT, the huge veteran here, OGs of OGs, getting all the way back from MK9. And Juke's a little bit more of a new school guy. Jackie Briggs coming in real fast, real heavy, and just kind of hits like a truck here. Down for DJT. And what's, you know, Rain is kind of like the opposite, where Rain really doesn't do a lot of damage, but has, you know, some pretty good options to kind of keep mixing it up. Not only that, but has great mobility on the ground. Not necessarily great mobility in the air like Jackie Briggs, but, you know, the way DJT moves with this character is so fluid. Oh, getting a little antsy there, letting go a block, possibly looking for some kind of anti-air, and Juke's taking that first round.
Round 2.
Yeah, again, you know, this is a huge deal in the previous match that we saw from DJT. It's just that the damage is so low from Rain that even if he's guessing right a lot of the time, he's finding a lot of whiff punishes, he's finding a lot of openings. If you're playing against the character, I mean, last time it was Sub-Zero, but this time it's Jackie, whose damage is ridiculously high. You're just gonna have to open her up for way more than she's gonna have to open you up, and that's really showing, you know, because he was really putting in a lot of work in that last round, but in the end it didn't matter because Jack got that win first.
See that beautiful stand one, perfect you know, anti-air there right in that gap. DJT, not only did he know that that throw was coming, he was able to react fast enough before she, you know, jerked her body and her jaw all the way back. And that one decision, that one on-point down to crushing blow was enough for DJT to turn the tides here. Final round for this game number 1. Who's going to take this early lead? DJT trying to loop through, a little bit extra pressure here thanks to that offensive meter. What a throw tech from Juke. Clutch and on point, ready to react, ready with the best of them. Flawless block up to DJT, an absolute monster with these anti-airs. All different approaches, whether you want to be defensive and flawless block, or whether you want to be offensive and go for the stand one.
Yeah, that was a big crushing blow. Definitely like getting close to evening up the damage, just even that one crushing blow. But has fatal blow, so again, this is really only 2 combos away. Definitely not undoable, especially having this corner. But DJT known as a very patient player. And sometimes you can be a little bit too patient, you know, if you're getting grabbed a whole lot. Right now, though, getting close to chip, that is safe. And yeah, the backdash after the amplified low wave is really a go-to for DJT. It's just barely mine. It's only something like -4, and it auto spaces. So already you're a little bit out of range, but especially if you use that amazing backdash, that amazing ground mobility that Rain has, it puts you out of range of pretty much everything. I think you would have to like dash punch to catch that backdash, and then just gives Rain the opportunity to whiff punish. That's exactly how we saw it.
Everyone loves seeing a good whiff punish. If you're here watching a fighting game, any fighting game, everyone loves seeing a good whiff punish. Not only that, but somebody who really understands spacing, who understands their normals, and like Chef alluded to, that pushback from that special move kind of puts you in that same spot or pushes your opponent into that same spot, even though you're a little bit negative, being just far away enough and having a backdash that's so good and mobility that's so good really sets up for an incredible result. And that's really what you're seeing DJT do right there. No problem at all. Space Master.
Fight.
Yep, the spacing master, absolutely. I mean, that's why, you know, if you're really good at something like that, Rain is a great character for you. Of course, you know, it's not easy to be able to have that level of, like, fundamentals, essentially, but when you have a lot of experience in fighting it in general, as DJT does, it'll work out. And even if you do have that damage disadvantage of this matchup, just hit him enough times, make him whiff enough times, eventually you're going to get it. Now, Jukes, though, has to be aware of not falling into a lot of these spacing traps, a lot of these stagger traps. Oh, the flawless blocks, though. That's another thing to be aware of.
Yeah, you can't get too predictable here with your offense, even if it's great offense like Jackie. And sniped out of the sky, DJT, what a god. But he did overcommit to that, and he wasn't anticipating the roll. The roll recovers so quickly, has a lot of invincibility at the startup, and Juke's able to get there just in time. And just because he happened to have that fatal blow, locked and loaded, able to make this comeback here, and DJT not feeling good about that. I mean, I felt like he was outplaying him that whole round, and it was just that one decision with the right resources that cashed in big time for Jukes.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how it goes with Jackie. Like I said, it's so easy for her to convert into that command grab. All you need to do is just find one opening. And obviously, you know, she's not really going to be mixing you up into it, but eventually it's very often you see at least one tiny little hit, just that forward 1-2. And this already is turning into a totally different round. I mean, that last one, it was hard to find the openings, but this is already it. This is over, guaranteed. There's no escape from this. And that is going to be Jukes taking that in just a few seconds, tying things up 1-1, saying, I'm not going down that quickly by any means. There is no way. And I think that if Jukes can manage to just kind of trap DJT in the corner like that, like both rounds this game pretty much, that can be a very different set than what it was looking like it might be in the first game.
Yeah, huge momentum shift there. And that's really what's so scary is once Jukes is in control, and, you know, the execution is on point. And of course, Jukes playing phenomenally. I mean, we talked about that losers run, all the great players that Jukes had to go through. You know, you can't drop opportunities. You can't, you know, leave any damage on the table. Jukes is taking full advantage here. That's kind of what happened after that roll away. Sure, you might not be happy about it. You might think it was a little bit of a borderline robbery, but that's fine. Jukes willing to take that and willing to keep DJT in that mentality, in that negative headspace, saying, okay, sit there and soak in that decision that I made. But I made that decision. I became the victor because of that decision, and I'm going to keep going. I'm not stopping here. DJT being the veteran and the experienced player that he is, I definitely see him shaking it off. I mean, we've seen him do reverse 3-0s earlier in today's bracket. He can definitely overcome this Jackie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that last reverse 3-0 was huge. Wow! Roll into Oki Tidal Wave, like Amp Tidal Wave. That is a really weird way to punish somebody with a wake-up roll. I don't think I've ever seen that, because you almost never see that just as a meaty. So really good call out. Very, I mean, unexpected. I don't even know if that's what Jukes was intending to punish, but it worked very well. Oh, tried the weird pickup for the grab. That could not have been intentional. That could have been another 4-1-2 maybe, but it might not matter. Fatal Blow is available though, and we've seen that DJT is comfortable finding the spot. You know, last time we saw it was dash up a few times into 1-3 Fatal Blow. This time, I'm not sure.
I love the placement here from Jukes, and not only that, but also the timing on, you know, when the lava is disappearing here, because you can only have 2 spots there on at a time, so when that third one comes out, it kind of overtakes the other one. So Jukes just kind of perfectly timing it so that he's always having 2 active ones on there for DJT to constantly fear. That was just Jukes, you know, in control here, taking advantage of the situation. Back dashing, but this time Jukes not really biting big time, but that time looking for the throw. DJT not home with City, able to kind of connect the gap here, bridge the gap, if you will, with those normal buttons. The back throw from Jukes, getting some good Oki here, and Jackie Briggs has some of the best mids in the business. So quick, so fast, and lead into a lot of damage, but hold on a second. DJT does have another chance at life here, throwing projectiles. Is he gonna have to deal with this goop? Goes past it, but gets hit with a downward shot. He wasn't sure if she was gonna commit, and we're gonna see the grease kick.
What a mess.
Now watch your head. Watch your head. There's a torso.
I haven't seen that one for a long time. Yeah, that one is not as rare anymore. I mean, you don't even really see Grease Kick even used as much of a move. Sometimes you see it used, obviously, to chip people out, but the Grease Kick, kind of a thing of the past, so I like seeing that. Jackie's got a bunch of really good brutals. And yeah, it was just Jukes able to really intercept a lot of the movement of DJT preemptively, and that can lead to so much damage. And Jukes, now what, 2-1? This has to be something different from DJT. It feels like both these last games, DJT just hasn't been in control. And Jukes started to, I think, understand a little bit more of how the matchups played. You can't really get this level of experience against Rain, especially Rain with this mobility, unless you play against one of the, like, 2 or 3 Rains that actually have this mobility. So it can be easy to get caught off guard in tournament, right? You're like, wait, I didn't even know that I was at a spot where I could be unsafe. But as you play, you know, these players, they're that good, where they can adapt to matchups, the things that they've never seen, literally within the span of a tournament set. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, definitely what we're seeing here. You know, Jukes kind of adapting on the fly, understanding. You know, Rain's got a lot of recovery on these longer strings. Whoa, somehow tries to go in for the punish, but it did hit him, and Jukes is ready to challenge him.
The up 2 whiffing, that's super unfortunate, and that's going to be match point now for Jukes. That up 2, a little bit of a weird one, and if you're right on top of it, you get to see something exactly like that happen. And just, of course, the 1-3 whiff after that, just a bunch of really unfortunate things happening to DJT, but Jukes needs to take this moment, find the advantage. First of all, though, has to get out of this corner.
Yeah, needs to get out of the corner, needs to get a little bit of breathing room, or a little bit of real estate, if you will. Now, mind the fighting game cliche. Air-to-air exchange going in favor of DJT, going for the bubble for the corner carry, and now Jukes is locked down in here. DJT is pretty good at, you know, understanding what tendencies his opponent is going to go for, whether they're trying to jump out, whether they're trying to sit there and block. As you can see, the throw reads are on point here. Jukes does roll out of the corner though, but DJT able to get a little bit of control from that. Now, of course, in hindsight, he would rather keep Jukes in the corner, but Jukes has a slight moral victory here in the fact that he is out of the corner, free to breathe. Here comes the DJT pressure, ducks under the throw, but not able to make any kind of punish here. Jukes going with the Shoryukens, 3 in a row, carrying him all the way to the corner here. The DOT, the lava is hot. DJT wants nothing to do with it. That's the back throw, crushing blow.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's really nice to be able to take that life lead. Now, DJT's the one who can play the defensive game. Oh, and that is almost going to be it. I think it's one more hit, but this might be a guaranteed chip situation. Tries to poke back. If that was a hit, that might have been it the other direction. But they traded hits, an actual trade of hits, and DJT not going out of this quite yet. And going for the fatal before the set's over, just immediately saying, oh, that was funny, one of the heads was in the cage. I don't know if anybody else saw that. But yeah, just saying not done yet, going to another game 5. And you can see this is very similar to this match against Gambler, where DJT found one moment in this set that looked like it was running away from him, where he started launching his offense, and suddenly everything just starts going his way. And we'll see if that will carry over into game number 5 this time, or if Jukes will be able to kind of shut that down, maybe with offense of his own.
Yeah. And you know, it's so hard to, you know, pull yourself out of that mental state. I mean, we've all been there when, you know, really aggressive, oppressive characters just kind of knocking on that defense that you're trying to put up, and you know, you get a few wrong guesses, it leads into a lot of damage. And Jackie's definitely one of those characters. Now, granted, she does have a little bit less health, not that much less, but you know, the damage that you inflict on her usually a little bit more, but there are just so many things that you have to deal with so specifically. I mean, the mobility from this character the whiff throw animation. So in the very good challenging mids, you gotta really think twice about challenging or trying to press a button when you're negative when you're fighting against Jackie. Beautiful flawless block here coming out of Jukes. Jukes looking to take this final game. We got a game 5 situation here, guys. This is going down to the freaking wire.
Yeah, there's a lot of glory and money on the line. Again, the winner of this is going to get at least $500 more guaranteed to the prize pool that they've already won. Technically, both earning at least $1,000, but you definitely want that money. And they both have the chance to continue and win this entire tournament because, again, the people who defeated them, knocked them in the loser's bracket, are both out of the tournament so far. And Juke's taking a very strong first round in this game, and now has the corner positioning on top of everything. Wants to close this out for sure, but DJT definitely not gonna let him do it quite that easily.
No. DJT not taking this one bit at all, but Juke's trying to run away with this. The forward 2 does get the breakaway. Bad spot, but DJT does find a pro tech. Gonna be launched up there, just hit slightly airborne during that string. DJT with the staggers, tries to go for the throw, but Jackie was not home. Luckily, not in time to punish either. Poking, that is so dangerous to do against Jackie Briggs there. Even if you're slightly negative, those mids of hers come out so quickly. You really are risking a lot in making decisions like that. But that's just telling you the severity of this situation. What DJT is feeling right now. Gets the forward throw. Just sniping her away, keeping her away, keeping her at bay. Made the connection, but she didn't believe. Jukes did not believe.
Oh, and the double air blast is what it's gonna be. Down to the final hit. The threat of a flawless block up 2 was there, but Jukes making the right call, expecting DJT to anti-air, converts right into that fatal blow, knows that that's absolutely the easiest way to do it, and that's gonna be Jukes just barely final hit moment, advancing into the top 3 of the NA West sub-regional finals.
Oh yeah, and it was such a close set, between them going back and forth constantly. And not to say that DJT was helpless at all. I mean, he was doing what he had to do, and again, that it comes down to that mobility on the ground. Jackie definitely controls a lot of things in the air, especially if you're not really going to challenge her so much, of diving back into the ring. Rewind. Yeah, it panned out.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough one to get past for both these players. Again, these two haven't played against each other yet in this tournament. They're standing here on even ground in the losers bracket, but they've already earned their spot by so much. Of course, Jukes making all the way through the losers bracket and Poptart making all the way through the winners bracket. So very different paths. Not a surprise that they haven't met each other, but we'll see whose pressure ends up on top. And right now, Poptart's certainly looking that way. I mean, this is a high health character versus a low health character, both with high damage, so it almost doesn't matter as much. But when you've got low health and the opponent has high damage, you can melt very quickly. That's what we just saw. We'll see if it just continues to happen.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised as why he's picking the Jaguar in this, for this specific matchup. I mean, usually you want to see it going through projectiles, but Jackie not really a character that depends on those. Kind of more depends on, that pressure. Jumping in, goes for the command grab on the wake up there, but Jukes not home, holding north, holding up straight to the gods and coming down with a vengeance here. Big damage coming out of Jackie Briggs. That's going to be super duper plus, and Jukes with the right call out, knowing Poptart was going to be a little too respectful in that. And of course, we are playing at a very high level here, so the first time Jukes put him in super plus frames from that, electric elbow, he knew he was just going to sit there and block.
Yeah, it's so much going to be about respect in this game, right? And the scary thing here is that we know for sure that Kodal doesn't really have the best mids, so he has to really take his turn with like the down 1, down 3, then try to jail you into a mix-up. However, Jackie, when they get up into this brawling situation, wow, okay, again, the meaty unblockable, but yeah, she can challenge you with her own super quick 9-frame forward advancing mid if she wants to, and get a lot off of it. So technically, up close, probably not the best spot for Pop-Tart to be at. You want to be in that kind of footsies range outside of her normals, and yeah, this is not a spot you can easily get out of. Oh, tried the fatal blow. I appreciate that. If he landed the fatal blow, he could have gotten a Sun Ray afterwards. You know, got rid of all the damage over time on the ground. Sun Ray, technically, quote-unquote, is Oki, and then heal back, put your opponent to a tough spot. I like the idea. It was the only thing that would have a chance of working in that spot, but Jukes now taking another game. Again, round one losers. If you make it to grand final from round one losers, that is just such a run, and in such a high stakes tournament. Jukes, very impressive. Of course, you know, it's not over yet. I don't want to make it sound like it's over yet. I'm just saying theoretically, because these two are both very good today.
I mean, going down a round one losers, you're literally playing more matches than anybody else if you make it. I even want to say just the fact that Jukes made it back to the losers finals, I think he's played more matches than anybody else in the tournament. So again, you got to wonder. I saw Jukes like digging in deep to see what he can pull out to defeat DJT, but I'm not seeing a fatigued player at all. I'm seeing someone, you know, ready to go. A few drops here and there, but I don't really think those were execution errors. I think those were, you know, downward shots that Jukes wasn't really anticipating Pop-Tart to get hit by in those specific timings. And it could also be like a slight hitbox adjustment. Total Khan is a big boy standing at 7 feet tall. Downward shot, gotta watch out for the lava. Oh, Pop-Tart looking to disrespect some stuff, but Jukes getting control of the situation, grabbing him out of that roll animation. This time, Pop-Tart being really respectful, finds the down two. Perfect timing here to get through that offense. Oh, and he wanted that command grab. Thought he would check Jukes with the down one, and Jukes would block it, keep blocking, but it doesn't matter. Even though that up two did connect, the Pop-Tart came off those 2 bars. The damage over time did its damage over time.
Yeah, that is what it does. But I mean, you know, actually, I can't remember now if it was you or Aquaman. There's a lot of Mortal Kombat blending together in my head. But one of you two were talking about how good Jukes is at using the damage over time on the ground. Definitely one of the best at the character at doing that. And we've seen so many games today closed out by just guaranteeing the win with that damage over time, not committing to anything that's going to get like crushing blow punished, just knowing exactly how to safely use that option. And it's kind of ironic using against Kodal. Tend to see that kind of the opposite way with that Sunbeam, but Sunbeam's only really closed out like 1 or 2 rounds this entire day from Pop-Tart. Right now though, scary position, command grab, and that's it. Yeah, that is the command grab. Spends the bar back in the corner. Now, the very good opportunity to quickly close out the 3rd round, I would say.
Yeah, good way to close out, I would say any round, really. A good way to just kind of chill out, just kind of let the moves do what it's got to do here. Love the challenge there and the hit confirm into the con cut, popping him up for some pretty good damage. 26 nearly. Jackie Briggs gets the check, taking advantage of the check. The super plus frames on hit and going right for the throw here. It looks like Pop-Tart doesn't want to touch that DOT, that hot lava. And I don't know if that was an input error. I don't think Jukes wanted to commit to that. Huge drop, very unlike Pop-Tart here. Don't like what I'm seeing, especially because it's gonna cost you the match. That's gonna be super plus. Able to fatal blow, and not only did he get grabbed, he was able to tech. He was able to tech.
What? I'm sorry, excuse me? I don't have an answer for that. Okay, and again stuffs the fatal blow that time, but excuse me, did that just be was that just a grab out of the fatal blow and then a tech?
And he
that was like,
it.
I don't understand how that happened. I don't even have a little bit of understanding of how that happened. I hope everyone out there is as confused as I am. My brain is just full of question marks right now. I'm the little like questioning emoji, okay. But whatever it was, it worked out for Jukes, right? Jukes is like, you know what? That's fine. I still won the game, and that's gonna be now 2 games. And Jukes on fire today, on a hot streak.
Excuse me.
Black market out.
So good. It was all right. I'm theory crafting here, Chef. Okay, you know how when your fatal blow hits and you have to hit your 3 to make it hurt more? I want to say Pop-Tart. It was just like slamming the 3 button. As soon as he let Fatal Blow rip, he just starts slamming 3, and maybe Juke's just having the back throw, and he's like, oh cool, that works. I got out of it. That's my theory. That's my theory. I don't know.
Acceptable
I don't know
theory.
how he was ready.
I think we may never know. We may never know. It's just one of the great mysteries of the NRS scene that'll go down in time. But here we go. Jukes needs to win one more match to make it into that top 2 spots. Just Pop-Tart standing in the way, and Pop-Tart, you know, absolutely can do this. Oh, the switch to the cat. I think it wasn't cat before, right? The cat, interesting choice, but it's working so far. Down 4 cat works pretty well.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of trying to steal his turn or make Jackie, you know, really, really respect, you know, even if he just does a regular down poke. So he's trying to condition Jackie to stop moving so that he can set up the command grab, but Juke's just kind of on another level, reading that command grab, and look at all that damage, nearly 40% because of one command grab that he went for. And this is what Jackie Briggs does. I mean, yeah, it's high risk, high reward, but you know, she's got extremely high reward. Definitely going to be doing damage here no matter what. Downward shot here, going to be converting for good damage. No extra bar to really pop up for more. We are going to get amplified and tossed into the corner. Just a little bit closer here is Pop-Tart trying to close the gap, trying to get in on this Jackie Briggs. Definitely keeping her in the corner. Goes to the neutral jump kick, but Juke's going for that roll out of there. Pretty common decision here, even when Pop-Tart does punish him for it. Not enough, even though she's 950.
Just jumped into it. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I guess what are you going to do? I mean, technically, she could have maybe, or, like, I don't know. I think if I don't know. That's nothing. I'm trying to think of, like, a crushing blow, but that's from crushing blow. There we go. That's what it could have been. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a possibility. Probably just going to be blocked, but... Oh, safe on block into the corner. Oh, no, wait, that wasn't the safe on block. That was the normal, I think. It's really hard to tell whether or not they amplify it. It's kind of a hidden little animation there. Oh, back in the corner with command grab, for sure. Oh, no cancel. I like the staggers from Pop-Tart. And now this is going to be back in the corner one more time. One more mix-up. It's not quite Sunray, like, kill range, but one more down 4, down 1 even could do it. All right, this is not going to be a 3-0. Pop-Tart fighting back really strongly this game.
Yeah, no, definitely is able to make those adjustments. And when I said high risk, high reward before, I wasn't talking specifically from Jackie's point of view. What I mean is when you're fighting against Kotal Khan, you have to kind of play that game. You have to, you know, throw caution to the wind and just jump for it. You have to let go of block. And if Kotal knows that you're going to let go of block, he can really, really make it hurt. So that's kind of what Jukes is doing here. But the benefit that Jukes has is that he happens to get a higher reward than all the other characters on the roster because it is Jackie Briggs. So when she's jumping down on you, she can make it hurt for days. So that kind of takes away a little bit of the edge that Pop-Tart is used to having when it comes to that command grab game. He's going to he has to evaluate the command grab. Every single time that he goes for it, he's going to be risking 35 to 40% damage off of one bar that Jackie has. So I feel like you got to play it a little bit more conservatively here. Do love the actual use of the Jaguar here. I think this is doing a lot for him right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting that that's the switch. We expected that was going to be a switch of a custom move that kind of was like the goal against zoners, but when you can use it like off of down 4s and stuff like that to catch people pressing buttons, it also works. And it does also give you a safe way to end your strings on block. Technically, it just doesn't give you that beautiful spacing and maybe as much chip as Grand Discus, but it's working. You know, just that little bit push that maybe Pop-Tart needed. Oh no. One more hit and a fatal blow, and this is GG. Do not get hit. You've got to play so patient here. It's extremely scary. That was a good down 4 out.
Oh, goes for the reversal throw. Good option here. Most people are looking to block when they're extremely negative. Oh, the down 2 snipe just stopped her in the air, in her tracks. Pop-Tart still in this here, taking this round and just trying to get this momentum back on his side. Oh, a little bit of a miss execution here from Jukes. That's okay, not taking this lying down, not gonna get freaked out too bad. And Pop-Tart with a clutch throw tech, getting her off. And I think that was a preemptive call out there, or a read on the throw. Oh my god, speaking of reads on throws, Jackie taking to the sky, grease kick, but she didn't have the bar to make it really hurt. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, but, oh yeah, like I was saying, the damage over time, sometimes that's all that matters. And now, match point on Jukes. The winner of this match receives an extra, essentially guaranteed $500 again, guaranteeing himself $2 grand. Minimum, maybe the $3,000 grand prize, but they'll have to fight through for that. So this is a really high, essentially $500 money match, and Jukes wanting to make that run all the way through losers bracket to the grand final, just needs to find one more round, has the life lead, has the corner positioning, finds a combo. This is all looking to be in his favor. And another grab. Fatal blow territory now. We've seen Pop-Tart really likes going for that fatal blow, but not gonna get an opportunity. That's gonna be it. Even lands the brutal back at the screen. And that's gonna be Jukes making that run all the way from the losers bracket, round 1 to grand finals here in the NA West Mortal Kombat Pro Competition.
Briggs, one of the most oppressive, high damaging, challenging characters out there. And let's see what they can do. To start it off, Rewind, getting that beautiful hit confirmed, biomagnetic pull, ending it with a nice little command grab here and backing off, taking what he could and just playing it nice and safe, waiting for Jukes to overextend there.
This is going to be a phenomenal matchup. You know, Kano, Jackie, this is a battle of, I don't know, aerial superiority, and Kano's got one of the best air-to-air specials in the entire game. You already see Rewind kind of flirting with Jukes with exactly that, just holding jump back, just holding jump back, just holding jump back. The moment she breathes, Kano ball. And you said, is there going to be anything that's going to be able to stop Rewind's momentum right now? Jukes has faced every single bit of the word adversity so far in this bracket. Had to win the most matches, had to win back-to-back game 5s just to stay alive, had the best of the bracket thrown at him one after another, and he's still got the biggest hurdle ahead. For Rewind, is he going to maintain the cruise control? He's going with the Kano. That's one of them 2 straight comfortable matches so far. And we know the destructiveness of this character. Can he maintain that control, though, as both of these characters, very high octane, very offensive minded?
Yeah, super offensive minded, especially when Kano's got you in the corner. Very fun stuff to deal with. Downward shot coming out of Jukes, and he does get the conversion slowly but surely. And again, didn't want to overextend. Even when he got hit with the acid there, and Kano had his back up against the wall, Jukes just decided, like, I got to get off because I can't get hit by this biomagnetic pull. And I think that was a little bit of a missed timing there for Jukes. He thought the acid was no longer on her, but it still was very, very active there. And that's why he went up in that explosion as soon as he touched the plane.
The use of the bio pull has been what separated Rewind, I feel like, not just from everyone else with this character, but just in general, the way that he's able to use it in neutral to get whiff punishes with it, to just naturally know, and he's naturally just so good at this, naturally know when opponents want to either press or not block. On top of that, he's done it multiple times tonight, sucking people into the fire. That's just uncalled for. But he's in a little bit of a situation here now as he's got his back to the wall, and Jukes does the heart attack throw. Reversal out of the corner, has the plus frames, and Rewind still ducked. Oh my goodness, he's gonna stay alive.
Uh-oh, here comes the fire. Good smart move here from Jukes to get off of it. Trying to time it better, but he dove right into it. He's dead. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think this is going to scale enough. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah, I don't think that a lot of this stuff scales a lot. Oh, this is just doing damage on top of damage. Oh, he's still alive, 19 health. What? Never say never. What's there it is. There it is right there. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done. If you are in the air against Kano Ball, its priority is 100 out of 100. And it is going to be crucial in a matchup like this where Jackie, rest her soul right now, rest in peace, 01. But she's used to having that kind of priority in the air, right? With those grenades, with those shrapnel blasts. She's, with those leap jump ones, she's used to being in control up there. Not this time around.
No, no, definitely not this time around. And that's really where Jukes has to kind of take the breather there, kind of slow down just a little bit here. Not go too crazy because that Kano ball can stop you in your tracks. But not only that, I feel like Jukes twice in that last game kind of mistimed or misjudged how long the acid stays on you. Now the acid doesn't stay on you very long, not anywhere near as long as the flame carpet stays active. So I think Jukes was just mistimed by a few frames too early to jump back into the acid to kind of give Rewind that little unexpected bit of pressure. So twice that actually came back to bite Jukes really, really bad. Goes for the tick throw here. Yeah.
It's a very scary thing to miss time too, because if you are wrong on that, your health bar can literally disappear. If that bio pull would have worked right there, we would have seen some unholy things happen, especially in the corner. And we'll see if Jukes has the tech if he finds himself in a situation where he's eating the back one into the amplified acid toss. But he's avoided the corner so far, so good. He's able to get some great corner pressure going himself. Right now, Rewind is throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at Jukes right now. Beautiful throw right there. Rewind was expecting an hit advantage for him to jam him with a mid right there. The raw pull, but an anti-air. Nice breakaway. I'm not even too sure if that would have worked on hit right there, Arma.
No, so I think what happened there is Rewind hit confirmed the fact that biomagnetic pull did anything. But what he failed to realize and failed to recognize in time was the fact that, you know, it hit an airborne opponent, because that fatal blow, honestly, like as broken and as good as Kano is, that fatal blow is one of the slower ones. So not really too much use there. Loved how he ducked under that spit. That spit is high against these tiny hitbox characters. And look at that. Juke just completely threw out that first game out of his mind, out of his mentality, said, you know what? Yeah, sure, I screwed up, but that doesn't matter anymore. I'm focused on the task at hand, focused at the game in front of me, focused on the present, and Jukes ran away with that. I mean, yeah, that could have been a little bit of a drop on Rewind's end, a misconfirmation there on that biomagnetic pull at the end of round one, but Jukes took full control of it, full advantage. All Jukes that whole game, that whole last round, all Jukes all the time, man.
What I love about these characters, Arma, and why I think that they're so effing good right now in the competitive meta, is that both of these characters have the ability, unlike most, to actually force you and force you to hold offensive pressure. That's something that's few and far between here in Mortal Kombat 11. When it comes to Kano, jailing plus frames on block. When it comes to Jackie, leap, and has some of the best staggers in this game, some of the best mids in the game, and the mobility of both of these characters combined with those elements make them a force to be reckoned with. And that's why you saw the beautiful back and forth that was the start to this grand finals. One game apiece, both of these guys were able to get going.
Oh yeah, they were definitely going right now, and Rewind actually going with some risky stuff there. Kano's forward three definitely is punishable by really fast normals. Jackie has some really good fast mids here, trying to go for the command grab, trying to get a little tricky. Rewind goes straight for it, decides to break away mid combo here, trying to mix it up a little bit, not trying to get too predictable. Jukes went in for the throw. Jukes ducking under the command grab. Remember, Kano's command grab does hit as a high, and what a clutch throw tech here coming out of Rewind. And just a down two. Very simple, very to the point. Not one of the best down twos, but definitely not one of the worst.
You know,
just an overall good down two anti-air.
What the great thing about that is, if you watch a lot of people trying to deal with Jukes' pressure, one of the biggest things that Jukes does to open someone up is he does that jump towards you, he puts the goop down, and he comes down with a jump one. Rewind, recognizing that the goop isn't going to actually hit him, and if he gets that down too early, which is what he did, he can just anti-air him going for the jump one. A lot of people have been letting Jukes do that jump one, they try to anti-air late, instead of pressing that button early. That was so smart of Rewind in the adaptation. Oh, and this is just filthy. Oh, just getting sucked into it. At that point, there's nothing you can do. You're blocking into it. Oh, checking the back too. Ooh, the back and forth right now. If we want to close this one out.
Escape. Yeah. Nice little punish there from Rewind. A little bit of disrespect, might I add here. A very unnecessary fatal blow just to make Jukes watch this whole animation as Kano just kind of sticks that knife boot right through her throat. Rewind one game away from becoming the NA West champion, for fulfilling that prophecy that everyone's kind of put behind him as the most dominant player in this region. I mean, we're talking offline, we're talking online, anything NRS, Rewind is a force. Rewind is one of the best out there, and he's out here right now proving to all of you why he's so good, what he can do, and how well he can do it on any given day. He every qualifier event that he entered, won it no problem. And looks like right now he's looking to take the whole regional finals without dropping an entire set. He's one game away from accomplishing that.
How scary has it been watching Rewind kind of develop over these last few years? How has he consistently gotten better over time? Consistently across a multitude of games with different, I mean, all three games that he's played have had entirely different mechanics and entirely different games almost, and he's been at the top, the apex of competitive play for all of them. Even when he goes back and learns the classic games, he's bodying everyone. Who does that? Who actually does that? That's the skill of Rewind, and I feel like it's even only up from here. This kid's something special.
Yeah. No, definitely the ceiling for Rewind's ability has not been met quite yet. You know, I feel like he's definitely taking it to the next level, learning new characters, beating new players, winning new tournaments. But hold on a second, Jukes wants some of that. Jukes wants that big prize of money. And Rewind is standing in the way here, not only once, but twice. Needs to get this reset here. Rewind jumping around, looking for an opportunity to go for that air cannonball. Here comes the biomagnetic pull, pulling Jukes closer, getting that guaranteed damage there once he does fall for that biomagnetic pull. He's got the fire. Jukes decides, hey, I'm willing to trade. He wanted to trade. I mean,
yeah,
he saw the opportunity. I definitely agree with it.
Beautiful flawless block and reversal immediately. The belief from Jukes right there in the reads. I mean, it's gotten him this far, 6 straight matches through the lower bracket to get here. Had to beat almost everyone in the tournament, I feel like. He's run the gauntlet. Mind whiffing the throw. Oh my God, this is just whiff throw city right now. Population, both of our competitors were going to the corner. A rare drop from Jukes. Double fatal blow, and in the respect, we've seen that before a couple matches ago from Rewind, where he's had his back to the corner, he blocks something, and reversal command grab. It's something that not a lot of people expect after being slightly negative.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the numbers are fighting against you. You know, very few options are fast enough to stop the command grab. Lifts him up, goes for the restand, probably looking to, you know, go for the armor break there in that back one from Kano, and that's going to be Whiff City right in front of Rewind. Definitely not going to be letting an opportunity like that go. Watch out for that DOT. The shots all over the place. The floor is lava. Yeah, that was a strange little short hop there. I don't think that was on purpose.
Dare I call it the Rewind special right now? Raw bio pull. This is tournament point for the young man from Vegas. He only needs one more. He definitely just tried to brutal with a Kano ball. Still gonna close it out with it. Quite literally rolling through this bracket to be your North America West Pro Competition champion. Congratulations to Rewind.
So good, man. What a performance here from Rewind. I mean, again, big shout outs to Jukes for making it all the way through the huge sweat fest that was those shark infested waters down there on the lower bracket, beating everybody. But literally, like, I don't think anyone in today's tournament could have held a candle to Rewind. He was just so on point, already being such a dominant and great player that he is, the resume that he has. No, man, it was not even close here. Jukes was fighting for it. Jukes should be proud of what he's accomplished here, you know, getting through all these different names, getting through all these different high-level players, and showing that he can hang with the best, able to take a game off Rewind, which is a lot more than a lot of other people that fell at Rewind's path could even say. That was the little bit of the error that Rewind went there. Biomagnetic pull did hit an airborne opponent, and I guess he just really thought it was going to be a grounded opponent, and he kind of lost a little bit of the edge there, and Jukes was able to make that huge momentum shift, all the right decisions. But once Rewind was able to find that composure, find what he was looking for, able to stay in control even at the end of all these insane Jackie Briggs combos.
He looked really prepared, you know, picked up on a lot of the tendencies of Jukes, you know, mentioning that one where he called out kind of Jukes' go-to offensive option, which is the goop into the jump one. But we got to give Jukes all the respect in the world. He had a loser's run that was one of the best I've seen in a very long time, and nothing but kudos to him. That was a beautiful tournament, Jukes. You have nothing to be ashamed of. That was awesome. Congratulations on your second place. You're taking home a huge chunk of change, and you've already proven that you're one of the best in the world here today. So congratulations to that as well.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And even just the fact of taking, you know, a hole, and here's the brutal finish here. You really do love it. Rewind, trying to make a statement here. The rolling through of, you know, basically his entire winner's bracket, rolling through so many players. But Juke should be really proud that even after all that fatigue, all those close sets, all those close game 5, you know, down to the wire sets, he was able to get something off of Rewind. So you kind of always want to wonder, or always are going to wonder, you know, had those been two fresh bodies going at it, maybe it could have been a different story. But, you know, sometimes people will just ride that momentum, and then sometimes it just kind of you lose a little bit of the gas that's in that tank.
How long can it last, right? Exactly. You know, exactly. A fire can only burn for so long, I feel like, before, you're right, it can go out. But he also ran into Rewind that was just another monster today, with dropping only 2 games, Arma, in this entire run to be your champion here today. I think that goes to show you, even given the history of the pro competition, the ones that he entered, winning them, Rewind, truly something special in our community. And I can't wait to see what happens in the East tomorrow.
Yeah. For any of you, I saw some of you guys in the chat asking, and maybe other people are also wondering when NA East is. That is going to be tomorrow. I believe we're going to be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, something like that. If you guys want to stay up to date, make sure you do follow NRS Esports on Twitter. I believe we also have EU, on the west side, EU West tomorrow. East was today. Was this when, I want to make sure I have those, but we definitely have a lot of Mortal Kombat 11 action, you know, coming your way. So this is the channel to be on.
All
this
day.
is where you want to be. Yeah, all day tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be so much. And we do have one more shout out to our, you know, just for, I believe we do have one more shout out here for one of our sponsors, and that is going to be PlayStation 4. Guys, remember, PS4 tournaments, which is presenting the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro competition. Check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series. PS4 tournaments are weekly competitions for all skill levels. Compete against your friends and rivals for unique rewards. You can visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one destination that has Mortal Kombat content that gives you an inside look at how top players play, and you get some tips and tricks for players of all skill levels. So if you love to compete, love to get in there, love to participate in any kind of community, any kind of aspect, go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and you are good to go. Mortal Kombat 11, other fighting games, other genres. Only way to find out is by going to compete.playstation.com, signing up, just having a blast, man, because that's what it's all about. It's all about having fun. These guys went through 6 months of qualifiers, came here to the regional finals, and Rewind is the champion. Rewind is the one that came out on top over everybody else in decisive fashion.
Congratulations.
So, Aquaman, you want to close us out, Mr. Aquaman? Yeah, big congratulations to Rewind.
So tomorrow is going to be, just like Arma said, it's going to be EU West. It's going to start at 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern for EU West, and then NA East is going to kick off at 3 o'clock Eastern PM tomorrow, guys, and that's going to close out the pro competition. It's going to be another long, grueling day of Mortal Kombat action. 2 of the hypest and strongest communities on the entire planet. We're going to be getting some of the best that EU has to offer, some of the best that NA has to offer. It's going to be an absolute blast. We hope you guys enjoyed this long, beautiful day of Mortal Kombat action. Congratulations to your champions today, every single one of them. We'll see you guys tomorrow to close this bad boy out. Thank you so much for watching from all of us here at the Pro Competition. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you tomorrow.